Welcome to Networks Professionals.
Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. So, if you're a data professional and you're looking to absolutely skyrocket your career in 2026, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're breaking down the CAP certification. That's the Certified Analytics Professional Credential. And look, this isn't just another random piece of paper to slap on your resume. It's really the ultimate career catalyst for anyone looking to prove they can take complex data and turn it into real, tangible business value.
Okay, let's dive into this by busting the biggest myth right out of the gate. Is CAP a Microsoft certification? Actually, no way. It's developed and administered by Informs, which is one of the world's leading professional organizations for analytics and operations research. Now, you might be wondering, why does that distinction even matter? Well, because it means CAP isn't just about proving you can memorize a bunch of drop-down menus in some specific software suite. It's about proving your fundamental methodology. So here's our roadmap for today. We'll be hitting the core concept, the analytics framework domains, certification levels and logistics, how to prepare, and finally, the career impact and salaries. Let's get moving.
Number 1, core concept. Right now, the job market is literally saturated with candidates who are just totally obsessed with specific tools. So what actually is CAP? Well, it's a globally recognized vendor-neutral analytics certification that validates your ability to solve real business problems using data and analytics across the complete lifecycle. And honestly, the magic words here are absolutely vendor-neutral and complete lifecycle. You aren't tied down to Microsoft or Google, AWS, or IBM. You're proving you can handle a project from the very first business question all the way through to deploying a functioning solution.
When you stack CAP up against those tool-specific certifications, the difference is night and day. Tool certs basically just test your ability to click buttons in software like Power BI, Tableau, or AWS. And hey, they're great. They definitely have their place, but they're kind of limited, right? CAP, on the other hand, focuses on end-to-end methodology and actual business decision-making. It essentially proves you're the architect of the solution, not just the builder.
Moving on to number 2, the analytics framework domains.
Now, what's really interesting about these 7 domains is that they represent the true anatomy of a successful analytics project. We start right at the beginning with business problem framing and analytics problem framing, which is really just translating a business need into a mathematical or data problem. Then we move into data, methodology selection, and model building. And finally, we wrap it all up with deployment and lifecycle management. This whole structured framework is exactly how the certification measures your expertise. It proves you can actually manage a project from start to finish to solve real business problems rather than just, writing isolated chunks of code in a vacuum.
Number 3, certification levels and logistics.
What's awesome here is that you can dynamically scale this credential as you grow in your career. For 2026, Informs has 3 distinct certification levels. Starting out as a student or maybe an early career professional, CAP Essentials is absolutely perfect for you. Or maybe you're already actively managing analytics projects. Step right up to CAP Pro. And if you're at the top of the food chain, the CAP Expert level is actually accredited under the strict international ISO/IEC 17024 standard, which is huge. So wherever you are in your journey, there's a clear path forward for you.
100. That is the magic number of multiple choice questions you're going to face on the current exam. But listen, these aren't just simple vocabulary flashcards. They're based on practical, real-world analytics scenarios mapped directly to those 7 domains we just talked about. The whole thing is computer-based and proctored, making it super accessible pretty much wherever you are. And you'll have a strict 3-hour time limit to conquer the whole shebang. So, yeah, definitely grab a coffee before you sit down for this one.
Now, the investment varies by level, but this brilliantly illustrates the massive financial benefit of having an Informs membership. It can literally save you up to $200 at the expert tier. And it's also really worth noting that if you're tuning in from a developing country, there's actually reduced pricing available. They really want to ensure this certification remains globally accessible and equitable for everyone. Okay, here's a totally surprising fact about the CAPI exam. You won't find a simple pass at 70% rule anywhere. No way. Informs actually doesn't publish a fixed passing percentage. Instead, the passing criteria is based on a dynamically scaled score, which is determined through rigorous psychometric analysis. Basically, that just means the passing bar is uniquely tailored to the specific version of the exam that you take. It ensures the absolute highest standard of fairness and difficulty, for sure.
All right, number 4, how to prepare. So your battle plan really breaks down into 3 core phases. First up, you've got to lay your technical foundation. Brush up on your basic statistics, SQL, and either Python or R. Next, master the broader theory. Study those analytics fundamentals alongside core machine learning concepts, stuff like classification and clustering. And finally, you apply it all. Rigorously study the 7 CAP domains and run through those business-focused mock exams. Just remember, this exam tests your decision-making skills, so focus heavily on the application, not just rote memorization of formulas.
Number 5. Career impact and salaries.
The global earning potential here is just incredibly exciting. Whether you're targeting roles in tech, healthcare, banking, or consulting, the demand translates to some massive ROI. We're seeing top-tier ranges commanding well over $150,000 in the US and Australia, and there are highly competitive equivalents scaling across Europe, Canada, and India too. It's just a fantastic, highly lucrative era to be in this industry.
So, the crucial point is this ultimate formula for employability. The CAP certification absolutely proves your strategic, end-to-end thinking, but you must pair it with practical experience and a rock-solid portfolio of technical skills. Think cloud architecture or Python. That is what truly impresses employers. Basically, the certification gets your foot in the door, but your portfolio proves you can actually do the heavy lifting once you're inside.
And that brings us to our final question. Is CAAP actually worth it? Look, if your goal is a long-term career in analytics leadership, the answer is a resounding yes. It gives you a globally respected, vendor-neutral credential that proves you understand the big picture, from that initial business framing all the way to final lifecycle management. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Are you ready to stop just using tools and start actually solving business problems?
Thanks for watching.